Like, actually, for real, what is this spawn? Dude, Libany is so weird. One and all, welcome back to for action. I figured we had to check in on this. We haven't watched too much Divine recently. He's playing the Chinese. I know you're all getting ready to sigh and go, oh my god, Boomy Boy, but hold on. We just recently watched Divine, and he actually ended the game in 16 minutes. He went all out. He actually out-aggroed Vortex, of all people. So I'm willing to give him a pass and see what he's got for us. Especially in this matchup. Chinese versus Ottomans is not one I really get to see very often. And Louis will be the one with the Ottos. So does this turn into a late game is what I'm wondering. No. So that's the kind of interesting thing to me, right? It's like, I don't think even China wants to go against Ottomans in the late game. I think you want to go castle and then rush, right? And the cool thing about rushing Ottomans at the beginning of Castle Age is your eco should be so big, your timing so fast, that Ottos won't be fully online. So I'm wondering if Louis tries to play a Feudal Age aggro play here. Because the only other alternative I see, you either rush Castle Age or you go 2TC. And I feel like 2TC is the worst of those choices, even if you stay long Feudal, right? Like, second TC against Song TC never really feels that good. Unless you're certain, adamant, 100% that you can destroy your opponent's economy. And hello, Trash Panda. Let's get Recon's opinion. Recon, what do you think about Chinese versus Ottomans? I feel like it's Chinese favored, right? Then again, most things feel like they're favored against Ottomans right now. I feel like the way the Ottomans used to win this was feudal, but it's very hard to get your feudal comp online now. Sipahi are expensive, your passive production has been slowed down, your Vizier points take way too long to come out. Keep losing the auto so you don't know. Well, I was saying, like, 2TC feels bad, right? You can't do 2TC at all. Thank you for the gifted sub, Fatblop. 50 gifted subs to this channel. You're an absolute legend. So you can't do 2TC. That's way too slow. You can't just scale 1TC feudal. I feel like you just have to go castle. You have some decent options then, right? You could rush the relics. I think for China, actually, like, the optimal way might just be rushing castle as well in that situation. And you just mirror relics. Get Song TC on a delay. And yes, we did watch your game versus Lucifron. Well played, sir. You tried to be aggressive. Ended up requiring a turtley play. So let's hit the 2x speed here. The initial spearman is just going to do the dish shove. Okay, that's really smart, yeah. You don't want to dive the Chinese with a spearman because the hand cannon slits will make it so easy to contest. And what? Okay, so we said 1 TC all in feudal feels bad. We said 2 TC feels bad. We said a fast castle is probably your safest bet. We totally forgot this even exists. Louis is going for a Sultanate trade network build. Why? Wait, actually, why? This is like the worst map spawn for it. Okay, so this is a passive trade build. Now, there was a lot of theories going around after the most recent buffs on Sultanate Trade Network. Compared to the old one, because now you have to buy more traders, right? But if you fill it up compared to the old one, and each trader gets just like less, but collectively, when you get the trader bags as well, I think you're getting something like 40% more gold per minute than you were from the old Sultanate Trade Network, the one that stored less. So it's an interesting proposition for sure. I still think the full value in Sultanate Trade Network is actually being able to trade across map. The problem is, this spawn is terrible. The matchup is great, guys. Like, if you see Chinese, you 100% go for your first trade. You scout them, and if they build stables, then you just keep your traders at home. And they built stables, and you're still getting passive gold. The idea behind this build, by the way, was all about Imperial. It was about fast teching because your gold was always safe. So what you do is you would just basically get the 8 sheep with the Anatolian Hills. That's 2,000 food. You get your initial sheep, you got your berries, and that's more than enough to get you to Imperial, right? Especially considering he's already got 11 sheep. So at that stage, you've got like 5,000 food. That can age up, age up, age up. I'm wondering if that's the way it's going to go here. I don't think there's any other way you utilize Sultanate Trade Network well, right? Like, even the castle timing, if you had the choice between the Madrissa or the Sultanate Trade Network, you'd pick Madrissa for the extra food eco, and also the fact that you can flood knights early on. Whereas this build, I feel like gold isn't really going to be your limitation. It's usually food. It could be fast castle into relic gathering, where like you double moss drop, you don't go imams. That would be kind of cool, right? Because you have the gold trickle to afford double imam. And that means you save a vizier point, right? Which is a really big deal. Okay, dude, this is sick. So Louis is shoving both of his deer in. This is a bit of a mistake by Divine, though, because you shouldn't let this happen. You've got a Chinese scout, right? Like, use him. I'm kind of shocked that he isn't across the map with this. I guess he's worried about that first Sipahi, but the first Sipahi will never kill you before you return back to base, so it feels unnecessary, and guys, it's going to be a 2TC build. Okay, now this is really wild. So, I said 2TC on its own feels bad, because Song outscales you. But now, with Sultanate Trade Network, you could have an eco advantage. The weird part, though, is that Louis isn't building traders. He actually has the wood and gold necessary. He hasn't queued them up at all. So I'm starting to think that this was a bait. The problem is you're against China, right? So, like, what does a bait do here? Because I feel like even if China was worried you're trading, they're still going to go Song 2TC and then fast castle, right? The final detail is probably what Louis is trying to force his opponent off. So Louis' thought process is, if I show that I'm trading or I look like I'm going to trade, my opponent is going to decide, oh, I actually need to send troops and kill him. And that's difficult because China can get a lot of horsemen, but you have Sipahi, right? The problem is the trade post spawn. Oh my god, Divine doesn't even know about it. Well, he scouted the back quarter, right? Like, that would be my paranoia. If I was Divine, I'd be like, if there's a trade network opportunity here, I'm in trouble. But if it's in this corner, I don't care. So yeah, I'm not sure this bait is going to work out for Louis. Not the way he's intending, anyway. This is where we go full Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap cards. Like, but the bait for the bait for the bait. What if Louis just goes all in and feudal? Dude, this kid's impressive. I think you have to really appreciate this deer push, but also be fair to it that it's a combo of a good push by Louis and really bad play by Divine. Like, he should have stopped this. This one deer push is one thing, right? Double deer push is insane. He got way too much. So I don't think this is going to be a good representation of most of Louis' experiences in games with the Ottomans, but I am really impressed. That's insane. So he has got 4,900 food next to the second TC. All right, it's fast castle. It has to be. Divine's going to be looking to do the same, right? But his food sources are worse. Like, he gets the supervision, which is pretty good, but sheep and berries, worse gathering rates than the deer. All right, what do you guys think? Ones if Ottomans look better here, twos if Chinese. Because this is experimental from Louis, but it's pretty standard from Divine, right? I don't think standard is bad. Like, you know, the Chinese have more or less been figured out. They have a very clean build that works. It's very hard to shut down early on. It's very hard to address as the game goes on. In fact, the problem here is when reaching into Castle Age, Louis is still going to have to be the one applying pressure. Otherwise, the Chinese eco kind of inflates a bit quicker, right? If you let them get to that farm transition for free, it doesn't matter what we say about mass Imperial Bombards in the late game. You're not going to get enough of them together against the Chinese spat. So I think Louis' go time is more around Castle. Divine's more willing to build shield. And considering the way he's walling up, turns out this is not going to be new gen Divine. This is very much old gen Divine. Then met Imperial Armory now on the way. One of these days I'll see you in Imperial Palace. Not out of this Civ. I don't think until there's a drastic change I'm ever going to see anything but mint Imperial Armories. They're just too good. It's a shame as well. Like, the idea of the other landmark's pretty cool, especially for trade, but, you know, choice between trade and free siege, you just take this, right? Louis now getting that first meta out. Has a few supply to work with. Divine has already got the walls up. Wait, no, he does. What? Oh, no. That's a big problem. Wall's not up. I'm shocked. I would have thought he would have had this up by now. And if Louis just frontlines with the spears, he can break through here. So he's going to back up. Divine What is that overextension? Villager not even working for him. Good micro here. Takes one stab in return, but this is pretty cool. Like, Divine is being forced to invest a lot into military. He's going to be an entire age behind, and his economy isn't bigger. All because of the fact that Louis is actively producing those traders going up to the total 10. And look at that gold income. It's nothing to turn your nose up at. And I'm wondering, is it worth... No, it's probably not worth the trade bag Vizier point. I don't think you go that deep into it. If you start setting up trade later on, it can, but I don't think that's the idea of this build, right? The idea of this build is, although you have to invest in it, once it's full, it's 2.5 times Mansa Quarry. Right? That's a pretty wild way of thinking of this landmark. Look at his gold income. He's up to 180 gold per minute. It's going to go, like, I think it actually goes up to like 220. So actually it's 3 times Mansa Quarry. That's pretty wild. You might get more gold in the market. No way in hell. No. Dude, you're getting like, I think it's 220 when it's filled up. That distance, you're going to get like 4 gold. There's no way sending to the marketplace gets more here. This is crazy as well, because it's like a bad map for it. But dude, it's the build we called for. Okay, I don't know. So help me out, chat. Is my IQ just increasing, or am I simply just watching too many Louis games? Or maybe by watching Louis games, my IQ is increasing. We called this, right? The double mosque into Imam spam. This is sick because it's saving him Vizier points. It cost him a landmark, but like, what did that landmark really give? Madrissa. Oh, great. Like, yeah, some food. When you go farms late game, you don't care about that. But the Vizier points are permanent saving that you can put elsewhere. A lot of these fast castle builds call for the double Imam point pool. This is a cool way around that by Louis. My ego's increasing? Bro. I've got some way to go, alright? We're not at the M-Lord ego levels. I don't win enough tournaments for that. In fact, did you guys know that my tournament win rate is simultaneously 100% and 0%? It's a pretty impressive record. Someone asked me the other day if I play in a show match on a tournament. I was like, no, I must preserve my win rates. And he was confused. So Louis, Relic's already coming home. Divine, I mean, dude, you need to drop the monastery ASAP if you want to contest this. I just don't see it. Divine's not the player to rush for the monasteries. He rushes for the granaries instead. This game's looking really good for Louis. There's at least one relic that Divine should be able to keep, but the other 4 are now in the purview of the Ottomans. And I'm wondering, do we just look towards a keep drop here? Maybe a staging point. I feel like the safer bet is to go Imperial Age, but this is very dicey now. With the granaries coming online, this is really going to put this build to the test for Louis. Is that right now, this is great. This has all looked pretty cool. Up to 14 minutes, his execution has been flawless. What do you do now? Right, because now you're up against a Castle Age opponent as well, who's going to have Granary complete by 15 to 16 minutes, right? And because he's up at 80 eco, it doesn't hurt him too much to do that. That's the puzzling pause here. That's the part of the build where I'm not sure what you do. And yes, when you get the trade bags, the traders outside the landmark get buffed as well, but the ones inside also get buffed. So I think it goes from 240 up to, it'll be 336, I believe it is. It's a sizable increase. Yeah, Louis is coming to the same conclusion that I am, which is that as this game goes on, your build requires attack, not defense, right? You have to go in. You can't just chill at home. The problem is you're now going to try to dive one of the hardest civs to just dent. China at this stage with mass spam and Nesta Bees can hold you back. So that's the tricky question mark that I need to see answered for Louis. Love this detail, though. He goes for the sacred side. So instead of trying to dent one of the most defensive civs, he's now looking at them and saying, you come here. The trade bags affects all traders. It doesn't require the landmark. Louis, now even with the stone walls. What? Okay, so I like the stone walls. I just don't like the position. I think you go deeper here. Stone wall here, stone wall here. Right, this stone wall makes sense. You want to protect your own base. This one's great as well. I just think he's leaving more decap options on the table than he needs to here. What a crazy game. This is really cool. This has actually got a smile on my face. It's a really oppressive way of playing the Ottomans against the greedy Civ. Divine is just going to go Imperial Age. He's not going to come out before then. But it means he's not going to have Nesta Bees to break the fight, right? It's going to be more reliant on just his units. It's going to have to be a Palace Guard Flood. And I'm hoping Louis is going to read that for what it is and just prep crossbow mass. In fact, as these comps are trekking right now, this isn't a bad matchup for Louis. Sipahi plus crossbow against crossbows and what should likely be Palace Guard is a winning fight for Ottomans. But now, though, Divine is sticking to the spears. Dangerous choice because with the Mango count about to go up to 3, even the Spearman can die just because of catbots. Divine. Okay, whoa. No, he's not. He's going to flood Palace Guard now. Yuan Dynasty of 16 minutes. What? I would have never expected that. This build is wacky from both players now. Ball's coming in quickly, Louis. This is the problem I was worried about. The south side. This is exactly why building stone walls straight away would have been the right call here. The wood walls aren't going to be that great. Luckily for him, Divine is not reacting to it right now. He seems to be distracted elsewhere. Wait, are you kidding me? If he gets this full wall up, Divine has a big problem. That timer is going to take ages to get into a position to decap if he can't sneak out on the south side. So stupid. I find Yuan Dynasty ridiculously dumb. 1.8 movement speed charging. You're faster than Sipahi. Although this is Scrappy Doo looking for a fight, right? Immediately gets turned on. Second wave should be enough to scare him away, though. Louis is not going to be stupid about this, so Outpost is going to go down. The walls are still not up yet, though. This might be a bit too slow, and oh my god, it is Imperial Age. It's not the fastest we've seen, but it's pretty damn quick, and it's a Seagate castle on a map where he can't trade. What? I'm so confused. Someone help. I don't get it. I don't. It's like the worst landmark here. No. Okay, I think Louis is just testing the build on a crap map spawn. And if it works here, imagine how good it's going to be on a map where you can actually trade. That's the only thing I can think. Okay, wait, no, guys. It's okay. I'm going to help you off the hopium. +8 armor on traders makes them one of the tankiest units. So this is a tank strategy. Traders don't have a direct unit that counters them, gets bonus damage, right? Spearmen won't get bonus damage. So this is like having Arbaletier Gambesons against spears. With that 8 armor, these vet spears do 2 damage. There you go. We figured it. It's quite a meme build. This kind of jars me a bit, because if he just built Istanbul Observatory, he would have won. Now I'm not so sure. He has got the elite statuses coming through. Divine is running out of time. We're halfway through the 6-site timer. Imperial is only now on the way. And he is just mass spears, which is going to be a problem against Great Bombards. Yeah, there was really no reason for this CK castle as well, right? Like, his opponent wasn't posturing to attack. There is legitimately a grand total of 0 reasons to build this over the observatory. This actually might be the worst Ottoman build I've seen based on map spawn. None of it made sense because of the trade post spawn points. You can see the idea, and you can see how it can be really good on certain maps. But here, it makes a grand total of 0 sense, and yet he's still winning the game. Biology now on the way. Divine waiting for the shot triggers. The Mangadels are going to have a problem soon. Shot triggers are already in on this side there, right? And he has got the melee armor bonus. So interesting choice up against the spears. Mango shots. Not bad on the hits. Sprint trade out now begins, but it is clocked out Sprint, so you're not going to win that one. Sipahi going to have to spread out here. Archers are elited up, but being yeeted out because the Sipahi just aren't lasting long enough here. Backline starting to get walloped though. Wait, what happened? Oh my god, he pulled them back! The pathing! That may have just decided it. The mangonels did not die. Louis MT. He should have no siege left. Instead, 2 mangoes survived the entire fight. Sipahi wrap around the back. They might even get the kill here. This is over. Divine just lost to an innovative Ottoman build played in the worst way possible. Louis is on another level, man. I can't believe this. The TC is cool, right? The trade network initial detail, cool as well. But after that, there's just no value point in this build. I can't believe he done this. And wait, where are they going? That's why! He made it good! Oh my god, I couldn't see it. Like, could you guys see it? It's so hard to see. I don't know why purple just doesn't pop more. Well played. Still, this spawn should have made this build terrible. Louis MT made it good. And Divine may feel comfortable turtling and not coming out, but this trade detail means he has to. Timer now down to 2.5 minutes, and he just calls it straight away. Sick micro in the fight by Louis. Sick strategy. You know what? Ottomans may suck with the old build, but this new breed, it's got me thinking.